This meeting is being recorded.
All right, well, we are here with Chad Weiberg. Obviously the news today about Jim Littell. Chad, maybe if you can just start us off with some opening thoughts on the matter, and then from there we'll open it up to questions. The way that we'll handle questions is members of the media, we just ask you to click raise hand, and then we'll get to you one at a time from there. So from there, let's go ahead and turn it over to Chad.
Yeah, I'd like to start off this afternoon, first of all, by just thanking Coach Littell for the leadership that he has provided to this program for the last 17 years and the last 11 as the head coach. Obviously, he has had a tremendous amount of success here, won 203 games so far to 139 losing, second winningest coach in our program history, postseason tournament appearances. And then obviously, I think one of his most appreciated about him is how he shepherded the Cowgirl basketball program and really the whole OSU family through the tragedy of the plane crash, and has obviously affected him very personally in the loss of his friend Herb Bucky and Miranda Cerner. And so just really appreciate him and all that he has done for Cowgirl basketball. Clearly, these kinds of decisions aren't on anyone and affect a lot of people beyond just the head coach and the coaching staff. Coach Littell.
All right, from there, we'll go ahead and take questions. Our first question is going to come from Eli Letterman from the Tulsa World. Go ahead, Eli.
Hey, Chad. In the release, you guys put out, mentions conversations with Jim over the past few days. What were some of the things that you guys covered, and what led ultimately to this being the direction?
Yeah, we, just had conversations as the regular season ended, and not knowing really for sure where those would go. I mean, that's kind of standard procedure to have those kinds of conversations with coaches as their seasons start to wind down, and so the direction of those conversations led to this point today, and where we felt it was best for the program and to make this change.
And as you look forward to replacing him, what's that direction, and what are some of those attributes that you guys would be looking for in a next head coach?
Yeah, we will start the search immediately, and my priority is to bring the best possible person, the best possible coach that we can get here into Stillwater to take over the reins of the Cowgirl program. And, continue the success that Coach Littell has had here and take it to the next level.
Appreciate it, Chad.
Our next question is going to come from Ben Hutchins from the Ocala. Go ahead, Ben.
Yeah, Chad, I'm just wondering, with the timing of this move a few days before the start of the Big 12 tournament, was it made was this decision kind of reached at this time because there are other schools, maybe looking for coaches and stuff like that?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't because of that. I think that when we started the conversations after the last regular season game, there was wasn't sure where those conversations would lead. So there wasn't, we weren't trying to get to any place in particular. This is just where that led us to. Those conversations led us to. So, once that decision had been reached by Coach Littell and I, obviously we do still have basketball left to be played in the Big 12 tournament. So the timing from that regard may not be the best, but also believe that once a decision like that has been made, then it's best, not to sit on it. Might as well deal with it and move forward with it.
Our next question comes from Scott Wright from the Oklahoman. Go ahead, Scott.
Chad, the university right now does not have a female head coach on staff. Is that something that you weigh in as you look at candidates, or does it become just trying to find the best person available?
Yeah, Scott, I'm not in the business of trying to limit our pool. You know, I want to go out and find the best possible person to be around our players and our student athletes. It's such an important position in that regard. So I just want to go find the best person that we can bring in here to Stillwater.
Next question comes from Ben Hutchins. Go ahead, Ben.
What makes a person a good fit to move this program forward?
Well, that's a good question, Ben, and I do believe in fit. I think that is something that we will be looking at as we move through the search. I believe in the culture that we have established here in Stillwater. I think our coaches, including Coach Littell, have done a great job of establishing a winning culture here, and the way that we are going to win here. We've got a lot of great things about being here at Oklahoma State, being in Stillwater, and so I want somebody that will be a good fit for that culture.
All right, let's go back to Eli Letterman from the Tulsa World. Go ahead, Eli.
Chad, in terms of where the program stands today, whoever this next candidate or next coach is, where do you feel like they need to improve or work on in getting this program back to the next level?
You know, I don't know that I'm not going to, talk about any specific areas in that regard. You know, I believe that we've got a lot of great things here at Oklahoma State. I mean, obviously we have success almost across the board in all of our sports, including our women's sports. I mean, we've got right now top 10 programs in women's golf, women's tennis, softball, equestrian. We finished the women's cross country season ranked 13th in the country. Soccer has been to 2 Elite Eights and came off of a really, really good season in 2021. So we are competitive across the board in our sports. And I think Cowgirl basketball can be in that category, has been in that category, and will continue to be in that category. We've got, great facilities. This is one of the best arenas in the country to play in. We've got great practice facilities with our practice gymnasium and our strength and conditioning center and the locker room. And so there are a lot of really good tools here in Stillwater for the next coach to be able to recruit elite student athletes and to be able to compete.
Next question comes from Hallie Hart from the Stillwater News Press. Go ahead, Hallie.
Hi, I just wanted to clarify, first of all, I know that you talked about how there's still basketball left to be played. And so looking at the release, I wanted to check, will Littell still coach the Cowgirls through the Big 12 tournament?
Yes.
Okay. And then I also just wanted to ask, as far as internally, the reaction from the program, do you know kind of how the Cowgirls have responded to this, or what conversations have followed since this decision was made?
Yeah, we just met with them a little bit ago, and as you can imagine, I think there's just a lot of just surprise, and it's all just new information to them and to everyone, and so I think everyone is still just processing that information, and I think there is obviously surprise to it, but I think mainly they're just processing it at this point.
Thank you.
Let's go back to Ben Hutchins. Go ahead, Ben.
Chad, is what Oklahoma, their women's basketball program, did this season, is that a model for turning around a program quickly?
I don't even know that I've paid that much attention to that, Ben. I don't have a timeline for what a turnaround would look like or need to look like. I mean, obviously we want to be successful as soon as we can be successful, but if that's in one season or 2 seasons, I'm not going to put a timeline on that. I think the main thing is that we want to build the program the right way. We want the program to be sustainably good and be competitive year in and year out, and kind of have those expectations to compete for championships, again, like so many of our other programs do, both on the men's and women's side.
All right, again, any other questions? We'd ask you to click raise hand. All right, not seeing any other questions. Chad, we've got the group here still together. Is there anything that's important to you or anything else that you wanted to say before we disperse?
Well, I know that I see many of you at the games, and just appreciate all the coverage that you provide, both the Cowgirls and the Cowboys all year long. And look forward to bringing some excitement and energy into the Cowgirl basketball and Gallagher Iba Arena moving forward. So thank you.
Thanks, Chad. Members of the media, thank you as well. We appreciate you. We will be, we've recorded this, and so we are going to put this out via email here shortly. So keep an eye out for that. Thanks again.